UK faces asylum housing shortage. Here's why it matters. Across the United Kingdom tonight, thousands of people seeking asylum are still being housed in hotels. It was supposed to be temporary, but temporary has become normal. Local councils are stretched thin, communities are frustrated, and the Home Office is under growing pressure to fix a system that many now say is reaching its breaking point.
Well, earlier I spoke to former Attorney General Dominic Grieve, and I began by asking him whether the court's decision to block Epping Hotel from housing asylum seekers drove a coach and horses through the entire policy of using hotels for that purpose.
It would if that were to happen, but it's not guaranteed that those other applicants will necessarily get an interim injunction.
The truth is simple. The UK is running out of space and patience. By the end of June 2025, the Home Office was supporting around 103,000 people within the asylum system. Let that sink in. More than double the number just a few years ago. Of these, over 32,000 were still living in hotels. That's almost 1 in every 3 asylum seekers under government care. Now, hotel use has dropped from its peak of 56,000 in late 2023, but compared to 2024, it's actually risen again. So despite big promises to cut costs and move people into stable accommodation, the numbers quietly crept back up. Most of these individuals are based in England, with the Northwest hosting about 1/5 of the total and London taking roughly 16%. These regional concentrations are important because they reveal where the strain really lies. It's not evenly spread. Some local councils are absorbing more than they can manage. To understand how we got here, you need to rewind to 2020, the year hotels became the government's quick fix. When asylum applications rose, traditional dispersal housing couldn't cope. Hotels became the emergency option, the easiest way to keep people off the streets while decisions dragged on. Fast forward to 2025, and roughly 200 hotels are still being used. Ministers now say the goal is to phase them out completely by 2029, shifting toward government-owned accommodation and purpose-built housing sites. But here's the challenge. New sites take years to plan, and every proposed location faces local opposition. Meanwhile, the cost of those hotels keeps climbing. The Migration Observatory reports that, on average, hotels cost nearly 6 times more per night than other types of asylum housing. The Home Office has tried to push the nightly rate down from £160 to around £119. Still a heavy bill when multiplied by thousands of rooms every night across the country. In councils, they say they're being sidelined. In places like Essex, local authorities have gone as far as challenging the Home Office in court, arguing that hotels are being repurposed with almost no notice. The local government association continues to demand more collaboration, not sudden phone calls and press statements after decisions have already been made. Now, the government is trying to experiment with alternatives, former military bases, unused student halls, even barges. One of the newest examples is in Inverness, where around 300 people are scheduled to be housed at Cameron Barracks from December 2025. Yet again, local leaders are already voicing concern. They argue that it could divide communities and put pressure on services that are already stretched. So, is the system improving or getting worse? The answer depends on which lens you use. The total number of people in hotels has gone down from the record highs. That's good. But compared to last year, it's actually gone up. Not so good. And the overall number of asylum seekers needing accommodation remains stubbornly high, which means the pressure on housing, schools, and healthcare continues to rise. The Home Office insists it has a plan. End hotel use, expand non-hotel capacity, speed up decision-making, and save taxpayer money. Briefings from Westminster mention the creation of about 5,000 new residential units and the use of a few large-scale government-run sites. But every one of these proposals faces the same barrier: time, cost, and community resistance. As winter approaches, expect this issue to return to Parliament. In October 2025, MPs already debated petitions highlighting the growing tension between the UK's humanitarian duty and local realities. Some argue that faster asylum decisions would free up housing immediately. Others believe new laws to deter irregular migration will eventually slow arrivals. Yet beneath all the politics lies a simple fact. The system is overwhelmed. Hotels are expensive, temporary, and politically toxic. Large government sites are controversial. Local councils feel ignored. And until faster decisions are made and purpose-built capacity expands, the housing crisis doesn't end. It simply moves from one postcode to another. Every number here represents a person, someone waiting, often for months or years, just to know where they stand. The debate is not just about cost. It's about capacity, humanity, and the ability of the system to balance both. So, as Britain debates what fairness and responsibility mean, one truth remains. Asylum and immigration pressures will continue to test every layer of the UK's housing and policy system in the years ahead. Before you go, if you found this video helpful, take a second to subscribe to UK Immigration Express, where we break down the latest immigration policies, visa updates, and real-life stories that affect you directly. Turn on notifications, share this video with anyone following UK immigration news, and check the links below for official government sources. Because information is power, and understanding how the system works is the first step to navigating it successfully.